What's up everybody, Captain Gino here. We're in Central Florida, it's summertime. We're on the beautiful Harris Chain of Lakes and we're fishing offshore, shell, and brush today. We've had some epic weeks leading up to today. We've caught some absolute giant fish. Hopefully we can get on a few for you guys. Stay tuned because we're gonna bust them up.
That PB&J is the truth, y'all. Trying to tell y'all that thing is the real deal.
All right guys, so a question I get often from so many people is like offshore, what's offshore? Like, do I have to be in the middle of the lake? Does it have to be 20 foot deep? And the only way I can answer that is it's all relative to your fishery and the conditions. Like offshore here, last year, you may have been in 10, 12 foot of water during the summertime, and now because of the lack of visibility, you're in 5, 6 foot of water. A good rule of thumb when like looking for fish offshore is look for your visibility. Like if your visibility is at 1 foot, go maybe 4 times that visibility maximum. That's gonna help you eliminate a ton of water and find your fish offshore. Another thing that greatly affects it is the type of bait fish in your fishery. So if it's a shad fishery or bluegill fishery, these are things that are gonna affect where you're gonna look for, how deep you're gonna look, and the type of areas that these fish are gonna set up in.
Oh, big nasty.
Woo, son! Get you some of that there, boy.
Boom! Oh, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I told you them big girls to eat as soon as that barometer started dropping.
Guys, we came out here to this shell bar today. Nothing, barren wasteland, barometers through the roof. We knew it was gonna start dropping at noon, so we came back over here. Completely different story. We've caught like 30 fish since we've been here. The barometer just dropped down a whole point. We knew those big girls were gonna chew, and it's going down in epic fashion right now. Holy cow, she was not coming off, guys. Look at that thing. Woo, son, old fat girl. All right guys, so kind of a midday update. We had a super rough morning this morning. We got out here, we had a high barometer and it continued to rise until noon, which made the fishing extremely tough. You know, like we got in some areas where we had some exceptional days. We came here just a few days ago and we caught 50 fish in 3 hours. So I knew the fish were here, you could see that they were here, but they just weren't set up right. The bait wasn't there, the crickets were going, there was no birds diving, no birds in the water. We went ahead and made some adjustments. We ran over to brush piles, hoping to maybe catch some of these fish that were suspended. Right around noon, when the barometer was gonna start to drop, so we came back to this shell flat and got out here. And from the last 2 hours of fishing, we've caught 30 fish. It's been absolutely insane. The fishing's gone completely bananas, but we're still having a hard time getting these fish to react. So I'm trying to rig up a couple different baits to see if maybe I can draw out a couple extra bites with these fish. It's a really good idea to have 4 or 5 different baits in your lineup so you can present it to the same fish, and maybe you can get a fish in that school to fire up that might not necessarily fire up on the last bait. So I know that it's super hard, like when you're catching fish on something, it's your favorite lure, you want to throw that lure all the time, but do yourself a favor, put a few extra lures in your lineup, present them to the same fish before you move on to the next spot, so that way you know that you've done everything you can do to get those fish to fire up.